I think you should pay everybody. Is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for.
Debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany.
If you think your local government is chaotic, just wait until you hear about the political drama unfolding in Dalton, Illinois. This small village is caught in a whirlwind of controversy that feels like a reality TV show with Mayor Tiffany Henyard at the center. The power clash between her and the Board of Trustees has turned into an unbelievable spectacle, making headlines and leaving the entire town on edge. The wildest part? It's only escalating with every passing day.
The judge today declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling, he would.
Here's the twist: Henyard isn't just your typical mayor, she's a self-proclaimed boss who's been calling the shots her way. And to put it mildly, it hasn't been without controversy. She's clashing with the Board of Trustees, sparking legal battles and making decisions that have many residents questioning her motives and authority. Then, there are the court orders and restraining orders hanging over her like a dark cloud. What's even more shocking is how she seems to shrug them off as if they don't matter, acting like the rules don't apply to her. So let's take a closer look at the latest twist in this political drama that has everyone on edge and glued to their screens.
My heart that you are up here at this special meeting and not downstairs where we have big meetings.
It all went down at a chaotic Park District meeting that quickly spiraled out of control, much like so many public gatherings in Dalton recently. Normally, village meetings are dull and routine, just a few reports, some minor discussions, and then everyone heads home. But when Mayor Henyard is involved, boring is the last word anyone would use. This time, the trustees decided to move the meeting to the Park District instead of the usual village hall, hoping to accommodate more residents. And trust us, people in Dalton are paying attention. With the rising tension between the mayor and the trustees, more locals are showing up, eager to see the drama unfold firsthand.
A one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is,
But Henyard wasn't having any of it. Instead of attending the trustees' meeting, she decided to hold her own session back at the village hall. This is the real meeting, she proclaimed to a small crowd, calling the official gathering at the Park District nothing but a sham. You could practically feel the tension as she thanked her two loyal trustees, Andrew Holmes and Stan Brown, for showing up to support her. The rest of the board? Nowhere to be found? Henyard, who's been in a fierce battle with the trustees for months, seemed determined to maintain control, even if it meant openly defying the board. The twist? She didn't have a quorum, so the meeting was ultimately canceled. But that didn't stop her from turning it into a spectacle. "I'm the mayor," she reminded everyone, firmly positioning herself as the one in charge, even without the rest of the board. It was straight out of a political soap opera full of power moves, drama, and plenty of tension.
So that's one of the reasons I don't know when we go through our board packets. It's like, some of this stuff, it's like you don't know exactly what it's for, and then when you ask the question is.
Let's break down why this feud is such a big deal. One of the major flashpoints is Mayor Henyard's controversial move to appoint a new village manager, village attorney, and police chief, all without the approval of the trustees. Yes, you read that correctly. She's been trying to push these appointments through unilaterally, completely bypassing the board's authority, and that's where things really start to get complicated.
The judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from.
A Cook County judge issued a restraining order against Henyard, blocking her from making these appointments without the board's approval. But unsurprisingly, Henyard has been flouting the court's orders almost as if she's daring the legal system to take action. Judge Sadis Wilson has cautioned her that further defiance could lead to serious consequences, but Henyard doesn't seem to be losing any sleep over it.
some time on the backs of taxpayers. But what do we gain from any of these trips? We gain nothing.
Here's the kicker: even after the judge told her she couldn't hire certain people, some of them are still hanging around Village Hall. Take Michael Smith, for example, one of the people Henyard wanted to appoint despite the restraining order. Smith has been spotted at Village Hall, raising more questions about who's really in charge and why certain individuals are still showing up when they've technically been blocked from taking office. The situation gets even stranger when you realize other former employees like William Moore are still there daily. Even though Moore, who now works full-time at a neighboring township, is technically laid off, he's still lingering around Dalton's village offices. It's left many wondering, why is he there and what role does he play in Hard's plans? Some trustees have suggested that Moore, along with others, might be helping Hard sidestep the board's authority by keeping inside connections intact. This only raises the stakes, adding yet another layer of suspicion to the already tangled political mess in Dalton.
Also addressing things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there will be anything. It will be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
Her actions have drawn intense legal scrutiny. Trustees have accused her of consolidating power in ways that are not only unethical but potentially illegal. They're concerned that her appointments could further destabilize the village, and honestly, they have every reason to be worried. The situation has escalated to the point where federal investigators are now involved. The FBI is reportedly examining Dalton's finances, and while it's unclear who exactly is under investigation, Hard spending habits have certainly raised some serious questions.
The government always does it, is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing.
Remember when former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was brought in to investigate Dalton's financial situation? She didn't hold back. After reviewing the village's books, Lightfoot uncovered that Dalton's general fund was in the red by over $3.6 million. Yes, millions. And that was just from a preliminary review. As Lightfoot and her team dug deeper, the situation got even worse. One major discovery was that Hard had accumulated huge amounts of unaccounted for spending, including a jaw-dropping $40,000 in Amazon purchases in a single day. But what was the money spent on? No one seems to know. One of the most puzzling parts of this ongoing drama is Stan Brown's role. Brown is one of the two trustees who has remained loyal to Hard, but his loyalty has been, well, perplexing at best. At one point, he was spotted at a trustees meeting, leading many to believe he might have switched sides. But before long, he was back at Hard's Village Hall meeting, looking just as confused as everyone else. What's his game plan? Is he playing both sides, or is he genuinely unsure of where he stands? Either way, his presence at these meetings, whether with Hard or the trustees, has become a point of controversy. And let's not overlook Andrew Holmes, another steadfast supporter of Hard. Holmes has remained one of the few backing the mayor through all the turmoil, but how long can that last? As the legal pressure builds, it's hard to imagine Holmes and Brown sticking by Hard's side if things continue to worsen, and trust us, they probably will.
Very appreciative to have received the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993.
The village of Dalton has reached a breaking point. The trustees are frustrated, the residents are fed up, and Hard seems to be living in her own world, continuing to do whatever she wants despite mounting backlash and looming legal threats. If she keeps pushing the limits, disregarding court orders, surrounding herself with controversial figures, and making moves that defy both the trustees and the courts, something's bound to give. One thing is clear: the residents of Dalton are watching closely, and they're not happy. Many have turned to social media to voice their frustrations, and they aren't holding back. One comment that's been making the rounds says, "When is this uneducated criminal going to be arrested?" It's a sentiment shared by many in the community who feel that Hard has been getting away with too much for too long. Another person remarked, "Her goons will show up for work, still law enforcement won't do anything to stop it either. She hasn't suffered any consequences for her actions. It's insanity."
The judge today declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling, he would.
And honestly, that's what it feels like: insanity. Hard's defiance of the court, the board, and even basic common sense has created a whirlwind of chaos in Dalton, and there seems to be no end in sight. While the trustees are trying to restore some order, it's clear that Hard has no intention of backing down. The fact that laid-off employees are still showing up for work, and people like William Moore are lingering around Village Hall, despite being told otherwise, is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a complete breakdown in governance, and no one seems to know how to fix it. Hard's actions have sparked a debate about whether she's fit to lead, with many residents feeling she's out of control, disregarding both the rules and the will of the people. Some are even calling for her resignation, but as of now, she shows no signs of stepping down. If anything, she seems more determined than ever to hold on to power, no matter the cost.
Henyard is in a situation where she feels like she's under attack.
So what's next for Dalton? The situation is as unpredictable as ever. With more meetings on the horizon, it's clear the drama isn't going anywhere. In fact, things could get even messier as the legal battles continue to unfold. Hard's blatant disregard for the rules is pushing the village to the edge, and it feels like it's only a matter of time before something major happens. Will she finally face consequences for her actions, or will she keep defying the courts and the trustees? That's the million-dollar question as the community waits for the next twist in this political saga. One thing is certain: Dalton is a village in turmoil and Mayor Henyard is at the heart of it all. The stakes are high and the tension is building. Everyone is watching closely to see what happens next, and you can bet it's going to be explosive. But what do you think? Is Mayor Henyard just playing the game, or has she crossed the line this time? Will the legal system finally intervene and put an end to the chaos? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This story is far from over.